some of the international delegates are being turned away at the front with pretext that they don't have the right paperwork.
That are trying to enter through the AGM illegally. All these people walking out right now have illegal.
What's o'clock? What happened?
I'm Dr. Henry Clark. I came all the way from Richmond, California, where I live next to the Chevron refinery, to attend the stockholders meeting here today in Houston, and I was turned down on some basic phony excuse about we didn't have the right papers to get in. I have clearly the legal papers to get in this here meeting, but the Chevron security do not want us to go in because they know that we're going to criticize the company's policies. This is nothing but the policies here of corporate international gangsters who's trying to deny communities of color from going in and expressing our concerns about this here company.
Let them in! I'm sorry you guys are so disturbed by our presence here. I'm truly sorry. But you don't have to live with the chemicals in the air day in and day out. You don't have to live with the military regimes that affect your communities, that push you off your land, that kill your families. I'm sorry.
So can you just describe what you were told at the door?
I was told by Chevron staffers that you didn't have the legal proxy. Apparently, between the time this annual general meeting was set up and the time we came in, they had set up definitely new rules for admittance into the annual general meeting to prevent legitimate people with legitimate paperwork from getting into
refusing everybody who has valid proxies to get into the meeting. They're saying that we need some sort of power of substitution, which is nowhere written in any of their governance documents and has never been needed before and no one's ever actually even heard of before. And they're using this as a reason to refuse entry to people like my colleague Nangtu from Burma, people from Angola, Ecuador, all over the world who traveled thousands of miles and days and spent tremendous amounts of money that communities gave, communities that are impoverished and disempowered, pooled their resources to get people here. And now this corporation, one of the most powerful and rich corporations in the world, one of the dirtiest corporations in the world, is showing again that they are in fact one of the dirtiest corporations in the world by not letting people with valid proxies execute those proxies and go into the meeting and speak to the shareholders, the corporation, and it's a shame.
Because they claim that I don't have enough. I have a legal proxy, which is allowed by law, but they just make up some law that did not appropriate for the shareholder to attend the meeting.
Traveled for 24 hours from Broome, Western Australia, and arrived yesterday to attend the AGM, Chevron's company behind me.
Very disappointed. I've just been refused entry to the Chevron shareholder meeting. I had a legal proxy. I was here to represent a Chevron shareholder, and I've been refused entry. My name's Josh Coates. I'm from Australia. I was here to send a clear message to Chevron. The LNG processing of the Kimberley Coast is totally environmentally unacceptable. I've just been refused entry to the meeting. There are people over here. They are being arrested because they want to also have legal proxies to enter the Chevron shareholder meeting, and they also have not been allowed to. I'm very unhappy, and I'm still going to make sure that Chevron gets my message.
Nigeria, Philippines, Burma, Australia, Cambodia, Ecuador.
Here we are, come from all the way from Richmond, California, where we live next to the Chevron refinery that's polluting our community, poisoning black folks, Latinos and Asians and poor people. And these companies, we come all the way here to express our concerns because they say they want to be a good neighbor. They say that they're concerned with the lives of people that live next to their refinery, yet we come here all the way to Houston and get rudely turned around and threatened by the pigs, these damn racist pigs that's protecting these corporate criminals. We respect the job you do, we respect you putting your lives on the line. Protecting these criminals is not part of your job. Come on!
Shame! Shame! Shame!
You're talking out of both sides of your mouth. You're liars.
All we want to do is talk. All we want to do is tell our story. We want to show folks, tell folks what really happens.
Now the company says that it has a new human rights policy that it's going to unveil for all of these people here today. And part of that policy is that with communities, it's going to have meaningful two-way dialogue. Do you see meaningful two-way dialogue here? Here today. People who've come from around the world who live in areas where their lives have been destroyed by Chevron, where they no longer have fish to eat, where they no longer have clean water. They've tried to talk to Chevron at home. They've written Chevron letters. They've called Chevron. They've had peaceful protests where they sat in and sang songs, where they felt so unheard that the women, despite extreme cultural taboo, felt like they had to threaten to strip naked in order to get the company to come and speak to them. And now the company says that it has a new human rights policy that it's going to unveil for all of these people here today.